CCO Podcast, episode 353. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan, and we're going to dip our toes in the oil. Now hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
We are back. Good. What is going down?
Wow, we said everything different, and now I'm not sure how to respond to anything. But I do know that at this point in the show, I usually say that you should go check out our business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com, because they are your source for all your gaming needs.
Oh, specifically, all of your Phyrexia, all will be one gaming needs, and if you buy any, which you're gonna do it anyways.
CCO Slam, baby, save 5%.
That's what he said. I was going to say, but when you use that code, you save 5% off on all the stuff that you're going to buy. And I want to throw this out there. We haven't released one yet because I haven't had time to do anything with what you sent me. But the BBO of CCO is coming. That's Brando's box openings on the Commander Cookout YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And we know
It's a good one.
that when you buy sealed product, you need to do it in the country that you live in because vendors can't ship sealed product over the border.
Weird rules.
Yeah, it's a thing. So our friends in the land of the free, that is America, where they use bald eagle piss for gasoline and freedom dollars to buy stuff.
Is that real?
Yes,
Is that true?
100% true. It's on the internet.
Neat.
So if you live there and you want to get a discount on your booster boxes, we got an excellent solution for you.
Oh, yeah, because you can use the thing and then ship it to me, and I'll open it for you, make a video out of it. It'll be super funny, and then I'll mail it all to you in a box.
So if you like Brando's kookiness, if you like to see what he looks like when he doesn't brush his hair, if you like to see him try to open booster packs,
I'm really bad at it.
I'm gonna let you interpret that how you will. You can get in contact with Brando. If you're a patron, it's really easy because you can do it on the Patreon exclusive Discord. If you want to do it on Twitter, at CCO Brando there. And you can coordinate.
Yeah.
You can coordinate a box going to Brando that he'll open up on the BBO of CCO. You'll see all the cards.
Yeah.
I guess, so you can verify whether he's ripping you off or not. We'll post it, and it'll be totally funny. We'll shout you out. We'll mention you. If you got a nickname, you'll be on there. Yep. And then that way you can still order the cards from Fusion and get a discount. And then at that point, when you receive them, they're open, so we're not breaking the law.
Neat. I love breaking the law.
Except
not
for...
breaking the law.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
right. The second...
yes. And I promise you, 90% of the time, I won't steal.
Oh, good.
Yep.
That's a very high percentage
That's a really...
time.
The odds are in your favor that I will not keep your cards.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some tokens, though, because I know that you love tokens and non-foil basics, and I know that you love to keep and hoard draft chaff. I know that you love all of that stuff, and you just leave it all over your house. And when cards and you throw them onto the floor and you forget and you slip on them later... That's your favorite thing.
It is my favorite thing.
Yeah, so those are the ones he was talking about, those 10%.
Yeah.
It's all the chaff.
Yeah, that's right. The 14th Liliana's Harbinger or whatever it was they opened. I remember I had that once. I opened 7 of the same rare, all on the floor, and they stayed there for a long time. I was very upset with them.
Ooh. Speaking of chaff, we've got CCO's Sidewalk Slam 7. It's out.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Number 8, CCO Crazy 8s, is recorded, but because I'm going on vacation and I haven't yet in this timeline, it isn't out yet.
Right.
So
soon.
Yeah.
Soon.
If you're a patron, you can get it early as long as Tyler can get it done on time. Big shout out to Tyler for doing all the hard work on that.
And Joe for doing all the hard work on this show, which is on YouTube as well as wherever you're listening to it, and you should watch it there. I just said it real nice. I said it real politely because I'm serious. And I don't want anybody to think that I'm kidding when I say that you should watch us on YouTube because it's real good.
Oh, man, fantastic. We actually forgot to do something on last week's bonus episode.
And I know what it is because you told me before we started the recording. We forgot to give away the prize for guessing which commander we were going to do on the bonus episode last week. Right?
Yes.
Right.
Okay. So this is probably for the pre-show for episode 351. And by this point in this timeline, we're 353. And I've got the winner who guessed, get this, Levon and haunted one. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. That was a long time ago.
Remember how bad the hints were?
They were terrible.
And they still got it.
Lots of, I told you, they're smart. They're smart people
One guy,
out there.
and I think that it might have been the winner, was like, okay, I'll put it out there. I'm going to guess this. And everybody was like, yeah, me too.
Yeah,
me too.
I will also try that.
Everybody was right together or wrong together.
Yes.
And luckily for Scott C.
Scott's like S-E-E? S-E-A?
No.
Just C?
Yes.
Like the letter C?
Yes.
Scott stands
C.
for?
Scott.
Coxworth.
Scott could be a winner if he emails commandercookout@gmail.com, tells us if he wants a booster pack, a sticker pack, which may contain new stickers, who can say in this timeline,
Yeah.
or a CCO token pack, which I don't think have the Ryan zombies anymore. I think we're all out of those.
How are we out of Ryan
I have
zombies?
no idea.
That doesn't even make sense.
I did drop some of them on the floor of the car one time, and some of them got water damaged.
I'll see if I have
maybe that's how.
Maybe I have some zombies at the house.
But you tell us what you win. You tell us that it's you in real life and you're not gaming the system trying to steal from Scott C because you ruin it from everybody.
Yeah, don't screw it up for everyone, okay?
And you tell us where you live. All in one email so I don't have to chase you down because I'm not going to want to do that when I get back from vacation. I'm just not.
And I'm not going to do it while Ryan's on vacation because I'm steering the ship and I'm very busy when I steer things. And I focus on steering the thing.
Like Steamboat Willie.
I steer, and I'm very focused on the things of getting where I need to go, not about all this tertiary crap.
So
like pedestrians and birds and potholes and other things that happen on the road while I'm driving.
What do you think you're going to need for when you're... Okay, so in February, Brando is taking over in... content direction, we're going to call it.
I'm the boss.
You're going to be the content director.
Yeah.
So you're going to need Phyrexia all will be one deck lists.
Yep.
Yeah.
I put out 2 specific asks on the Discord. I'll put it out here on the general show as well. I would like for us to do some kind of a new, what is it, poisonous, venomous, whatever the hell that...
Toxic.
The new toxic.
There it is, yep.
The new toxic deck.
Toxic matters.
I would like to do a deck about that.
Yep.
And I would like to do preferably a Mardu equipment-based token list.
But it's got to be new
with new cards.
Phyrexia commanders.
Yes.
It's got to be the Phyrexian commanders.
Yes, because I'm intrigued by the Formiridan mechanic. I'm intrigued by it.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to add some Mardu in there because I think that there's probably something cool that can be done. And then you get to add in all of the germ making ones.
Is there a Mardu commander?
There probably is. They haven't all been spoiled in this timeline.
Yeah, that's why we're doing one that was today.
Yeah.
So you're going to need deck lists. You can send them into commandercookout@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. You can put them in the preferred deck list channel if you have that benefit according to your patronage. Mm-hmm. It's another benefit. Or the regular deck list channel on the Discord. All 3 of those places are excellent places.
And make sure you tag me if you're on the Discord or I won't see it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm real bad at that stuff, so make sure you tag me because I'll see that.
Yep,
and then I'll save it all. And if you want to send it to commandercookout@gmail.com, you got a list you're dying to share, I'll take a look at that too because I'm in there, and that's important things. And if you have thoughts on anything to do with any of the new stuff coming out with Phyrexia All Will Be One, let me know, and maybe we can get it in there.
Oh yeah, we'll scissor it. We'll scissor daddy ass it in there.
Yeah, because we're not going to do a set review. We're going to do a not set review. So if you want to help out with that, by all means.
Yeah, we will probably look at all the commanders, like the legendary creatures.
Lots of stuff in there
because there is some cool ones.
Oh yeah, there's a good one.
And
there's at least one good one.
At the end of February, we'll do a bonus show. Maybe it'll be Phyrexia related. Maybe it'll be magic adjacent and be something to do with our meta or something. And that's the last thing that you're going to need, I think, is some cool idea, some problem that we are guaranteed to solve in an hour.
100%.
Yeah, you let Brando know, commandercookout@gmail.com or at CCO Brando on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. I love ideas, so give them to me.
Yeah. And I'm going to do nothing.
That's right.
Well, you know what? I'm going to message patrons, thank you, and I'm going to have the note saying like, hey, this person is a new patron. Let's make fun of his name. I'm going to do that still because I do like to make sure that I say thank you. And I will update everybody on the show if there is any merch or website updates to be had or any CCO experience updates to be had.
Yes.
But Brando's doing the content, so I can focus on that stuff because we want to make sure that like Vancouver and Minneapolis coming up, those 2 events that we're going to be at are the freaking best they can be.
See, if I was doing it, we'd all just show up at the same place at the same time, and there'd be so many of us that wherever we decided to sleep, they couldn't tell us no.
Well, maybe that's what I'll do then.
It'd be fun.
Oh, fantastic.
So who are we doing today, Ryan? We should talk about at least a single magic card at the beginning of this show.
I've got one magic card, and at the time that I decided we were going to do this, when I went into the Architect website, the thumbnail, or like the thumbnail, yeah, see what I did there? The picture of the card was from when the original art of it leaked, because they put new Phyrexia boosters in packs of Dominaria Remastered.
Was that where all that came from?
I think so. They were in booster packs.
Okay.
Just the regular ones. And for that reason, people were like, oh, no, they're not leaked. They're showing these early. They must not be giving them out as previews. Whatever it was, I don't care, because it's been addressed. And the picture now in Architect has been corrected.
Yeah.
But the picture that I had was the low res one with somebody's thumb holding the card. Oh, man, maybe I'll screenshot it and send it to Joe.
If you're going to take a picture of like a leaked card or whatever,
hold
why
it
would
like this so you can't see your hand.
Or just put it on the table.
Frick.
Like, you think somebody's going to recognize you from your thumb? You're going to be internet famous? No.
Man, I would love to be internet famous, but enough people don't share the show or subscribe on YouTube.
Do it.
Hey, did I sound polite when I said that?
Kind of.
Okay, well, good. Man,
The
maybe
point
people
is, the creature is 100 hand slap, is it E Honda? Or, as we could call him based on the words written on the card, Ovika Enigma Goliath.
Ovika?
Ovika.
Ovika?
Ovika.
Ovika?
Ovika. That's what I'm going to call her.
Okay.
That's probably Ovika, but I'm going to call her Ovika Enigma Goliath. It's a flying 6/6 for 7. Ooh. Holy shit. And what have we learned about commanders that cost 7, Ryan?
They better win.
They're awesome.
Oh.
Toxrill?
Oh, that's good.
Omnath?
Hey.
Xander? Remember him?
Nope.
Ruined our whole format.
Sure did.
Woohoo! Anyway, Ovika Enigma Goliath, flying ward 3, pay 3 life.
So ward 3 and also pay 3 life.
Yes.
Okay.
So hard to target.
Yep.
Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create X 1/1 red Phyrexian goblin creature tokens, where X is the spell's mana cost. They gain haste until end of turn.
So you get Hasty Gobs.
Yep, haste gobos.
Hasty Gobskis. Oh, this is a Phyrexian Nightmare creature type.
Yeah.
So we could do that if we felt like it.
Yep.
You get Hasty Goblins when you cast big stuff.
Yes.
So we're going to cast some big stuff.
Yes, we are.
But we're not going to pay big mana for it.
No, we're not.
That is the best part.
Yeah, that's my favorite part
That
of
is
the whole
best
thing.
part. And then we've got some extra stuff to help us along. And my notes say, at first glance, this kind of looks, feels, smells, tastes like an Is It Spellslinger deck. And though it is,
Yes.
what it really is a deck that you're going to beat your opponent's lips through the back of their
Back of their head.
butthole.
Yeah, that's right.
With goblins.
If they're like a fish, remember we talked about the fish from
Yes,
last
yes,
week?
yes.
If they're shaped like that fish and they're sideways and you slap their lips hard enough and accurately enough, they'll go right through their body, not the butthole.
Oh man, so I'm working this construction job. Hey, my first summer at a university, and there's this guy. He's pounding in this stake to pour like a sidewalk foundation or whatever. You put the form up and you pound the stake in behind. So when the concrete gets poured, everybody knows what a concrete form looks like.
Yes.
So he's sitting like on his butt with his legs spread because he's pounding this stake into the ground, right? And he's got this little sledgehammer and he's pounding down like this fast.
God.
And his knees are up kind of like this beside his head. And he's like, man, I better be careful. I'm going to pound my pecker through my asshole. That's what this deck is going to do.
Yeah. That is what it's going to do, and that's awesome. I hope that they come out with one of the, like, remember the new Phyrexia goblin tokens?
Yes.
Where it was like the skeleton alligator goblin? Man, I hope that they have one of those in foil.
Have
in
we
this set.
seen the Tokeskis yet?
I haven't. If we have, I haven't. But I'm hoping that we get another alligator goblin, because that was one of my favorite goblin tokens.
Yeah.
all
I
time.
use that goblin when I do Halloween or Christmas token art.
He's scary.
Yeah.
And he's real easy to put a Santa hat on.
Yeah, cool. Last thing, two things actually.
Okay.
One sort of important, one very important.
Oh.
The not so important one is this deck submitted by the Anti-Brando.
Anti-Brando.
Maybe you like this deck because you guys are like,
Well, it's got goblins in it, so I mean, you automatically know you kind of get my attention. Initially, I was like, "Oh man, is it Spellslinger? Come on, man!" And then
Goblins.
It wins with goblins.
All the Brandos think alike. Mm-hmm. I suppose that's true, yeah. Anti-Brando just, he's patron supporter. Thank you very much. Just bought a couple shirts from us.
Shit, yeah.
We're going to have those at the face-to-face thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you want CCO shirts, now's the time. Mm-hmm. Second thing. Just got a text message. The boy got his first goal, and I missed it. Terrible dad.
Yay! Yeah. That's really cool. She probably took a video of it. You'll see it.
Nope, she missed it too. That's what the text said.
Oh, so she's a bad mom.
Yeah, but you know what? Grandpa and Grandma were there, so they saw.
Doesn't count.
And she said he got 2.
They're going to hold that. He's going to hold that over you until he's 40. I guarantee you.
You know what? I'm just happy he got his first one because it's been a long season thus far for his dad.
Valor, do you really need to get another face tattoo? Like, honestly... Screw you, Dad! You weren't there for my first goal! Yeah. Or my second goal! And then he'll just come home with, like, I don't know, another face tattoo. He'll have somebody else's face tattooed onto his face.
Like the dude I hired one time at the mine who had his eyeballs tattooed.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, hey, is this you? And he looks up and he's got black eyes. He looked like a demon from...
Hell.
From...
Hell.
No, what's the show with the 2 brothers? The Winchester brothers?
I don't know.
Oh, yes, you do!
I don't know.
Frick, people are yelling it in the comments.
Supernatural.
Yes!
Is that it?
Yes, the demons, you know, with the black eyes?
Never seen this show.
That's what this guy looked like. Black eye tattoos.
Cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Those are really neat.
He was a good welder, too. I made the joke to his boss. I was like, do you think he needs a welder, your mask? I thought it was funny.
I always wondered if that would, like, if it hurts your eyes. Physically, because light gets the black, attracts light. So
do you think it just looks dark all the time?
They just get hot? I don't know, but...
That's not how eyeballs work.
Yeah, but I don't know, they might.
Hey, should we... maybe he was that part Phyrexian. Look at this. Oh, what do you call it? Ovika?
Ovika.
Ovika's eyeballs kind of gives me an Orko vibe, hey?
Oh!
Now you can't unsee it. Oh. Ovika alters, it even sounds kind of like Orko, doesn't it?
Orko.
Ovika?
Ovika, Orko. Just put Orko on there. Just do it.
Hit me up.
Orko every Thursday on our Facebook page. All right?
Let's hit the cards and do the deck.
Let's do that. Yes. Where should we start?
Okay.
There's a lot going on here.
So we've got 12 cards in the category called You Need This. And these are the mana rocks and rituals and stuff. So we've got Talisman of Creativity, Soul Ring, Midnight Cock, Is It Signet, Arcane Signet, and then for rituals, and a Cursed Mirror.
Yes.
And a Glittering Stockpile. Look at those artifacts that are colors, man. I can't.
They're tricky.
Then for rituals, we've got a Seething Song. That's an instant. Pay 3 to get 5.
Yep.
A Mana Geyser. Pay 5 to get red equal to your opponent's tapped lands.
Like 60.
25 at least.
Yes, you get
But at that
lots.
point, does it even matter?
Yes.
We've got a Jessica's Will, which is just fantastic.
It's a good card.
A Battle Hymn, which is a red for each creature you control. And finally, we've got a Mana Echoes, which I'm pretty sure you're familiar with this card.
Absolutely I am. That's a fantastic card.
See if you can do it all from Memoir.
It's a red 2 enchantment. Whenever a creature comes into play, you add X colorless mana to your pool, where X is the number of creatures X is the number of creatures that share a type with that creature.
Yes.
So if you have a goblin, if I've got a goblin and then you play a goblin, I get 2 mana.
Because there's 2 of them.
That's right.
If you have 10 goblins and you cast a goblin,
I get 11 mana.
Well, that's pretty good.
It's a pretty good card.
So if I have 6 goblins and I cast a 6-drop for free, then there will be 12 goblins.
Yes, and then you'll get 6 instances of 12 goblins and add 75 mana to your pool.
Ooh, that's not what I thought you were going to say, but that's even better.
Oh yeah, it's real good. Yep.
Okay.
Mana Echoes is a real good card.
Okay, so next up, I want to just really quickly go to Smooth the Draw. And we've got Serum Visions, Preordain, Ponder, Opt, and Consider.
Why no Brainstorm?
I don't know. I was just thinking that. I don't know.
Because if we're going to pay 1 blue to do some version of look at some cards on your library, keep one of them and why don't play the king?
I think because all of these involve scrying and or getting rid of the top of your library and then drawing. And maybe that's important. We'll have to find out. Because Brainstorm, you can lock yourself, and maybe because there's so many high CMC cards. Let's count real quick. We've got a 10 mana spell. We've got 3 8-mana spells. We've got 6 7-mana spells. We've got 8 6-mana spells. You ran out of fingers.
I did. We're at 18.
And we've got 13 5-mana spells.
That's 21.
That is a lot. And I would think that if you've got 2 or 3 of those in your hand and you cast Brainstorm, you might still just have 2 or 3 of those in your hand versus a Ponder. If you go look at the top 3 and they're all 8 drops and you need a land,
Yeah.
fucking bin them.
Yep.
Or bottom them and then
Bottom
draw
'em.
a card. It might be a land.
This is a deck that might be just begging for some fetch lands. I hate to say that, but if you're looking to money your deck,
I love looking to money.
if you're going to money your deck to make it a little smoother, some fetch lands would help you out. Or you could play the cheap ones. There's the come into play tapped ones. There's Terramorphic Expanse, Evolving Wilds.
Yep.
Those are good ways to get around you brainstorm locking yourself.
Or you could use the cheap ones from what's the place with the magic drug? Capenna. The Capenna
yeah.
ones that just say island or mountain.
Oh, yeah.
You would have a couple instances of those because they just say island or mountain. They don't actually have a color identity.
Yep, so those would be good. Yep.
And you
yep.
gain a life.
Or here's a deep cut. You could play Mad Blind Mountain. Or if you have enough red permanents, you can just shuffle your library for a red.
That's a good one.
That's a good
That
cut.
actually is a good suggestion for this deck.
Yeah, man,
We've
that's
played Mad Blind Mountain like maybe 2 times, 3 times.
I've been trying to find a foil one for years.
Oh yeah, that's back in the day when they were hard enough to find.
And I only want it so I can play it in Norin.
Why?
Because I just want to shuffle my library sometimes. I just want to shuffle. Like, oh, I'm bored. It's my turn. I want to shuffle.
Do you play anything that lets you look at the top card of your library in that deck?
Top?
I should play Mad Blind Mountain in my Cascade deck.
Yeah.
That's a good include right there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. See, that's a good ass card, man.
Okay. I'm down. So you know that we've got some card draw and some smoother outers. You know that we've got the mana rocks and the rituals. I want to go to maybe some counter spells.
Let's do the no square. That's the counter spell.
The no square. Okay.
We got Spell Swindle.
That is okay, get this. Remember, CMC equals number of goblins with haste.
Right.
Okay. 5-drop counterspell that gives us treasures for the thing that we countered.
Cool.
Equal to the CMC of the thing we countered.
Forceful Denial.
This is counterspell for 5 with Cascade.
Yeah.
So not only are we going to get 5, we're going to Cascade down and get at least 1, 2, or 3 or 4 more.
Sick.
Like the sickest ripoff of that is counter your spell. I'm going to get 9 1/1s. And then I'm going to get 9 instances of make mana equal to how many 1/1s I have.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's 81 mana for those who's doing the math.
Oh.
Desertion.
5-drop counter a creature or an artifact, then we gain control of it.
Commit to Memory.
That is, put target spell or non-land permanent into its owner's library second from the top. That's a 4-cast sort of counterspell.
That's commit. And
Yep.
then from your graveyard, you can play Memory.
Each player shuffles their hand and graveyard into their library, then draws 7 cards.
And that costs 6.
That's also good because I'm going to get a bunch of goblins out of it.
Aether Snatch. Gross.
Yeah, I don't even know what that looks like.
Yep.
Don't Google it?
Nope.
Okay, well, 6 mana instant, gain control of target spell. You may choose new targets for it. That is just fine
That's pretty cool, yeah.
because I'm going to get 6 dudes.
You know what else is a really good counterspell that could go in here based on some of the mana producing stuff that we've shown we can do?
What is it?
Comet Storm.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing says I just made 81 mana than killing everyone and then making a bunch of goblins also. Just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Yes.
Oh, Tef's Protection. Oh.
But wait a
Lol.
second, Brando. Then making a bunch of goblins just in case, because your 81-point Comet Storm would have on the stack when we cast it, because that's what Ovika cares about, it would have like a 83 casting cost.
Yeah.
And we would make 83 guys.
Yeah.
Let's look at some token synergies.
Okay.
See what I was going there?
I do. We have a Surge to Victory.
You like this one. You read this one.
I do like
this,
Surge
this
to
is
Victory.
This is the sports ball one.
It is the sports ball one. It is a sorcery for red 4, exile target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Creatures you control get +X+O till end of turn, where X is that card's mana value. And then Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player this turn, copy the exiled card. You may cast the copy for free.
Dude. So, important there. We're casting the copy.
Yep.
So we get more guys.
That's right.
They got haste.
That's right.
We're going to exile, I don't know, an 8-drop from our graveyard.
Yeah.
And-
Time stretch. We're not playing time stretch.
Aminatu's Augury is the first 8-drop that I see in the list.
Yep.
So our guys are going to get +8/+0.
Yep.
And they have haste.
And kill someone.
And they're going to kill somebody. And then we're going to cast that many more times.
Yep.
And then we're going to get that many more goblins.
That's right.
Because we're casting it.
That's right.
This card is sneakily, I think, the most powerful card in the deck.
It's real good. It's real good. Shark Typhoon.
Shark Typhoon.
Sharknado, if you will.
Shark Typhoon.
Yes, that's what I said.
Oh. Shark Typhoon. Okay. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying, where X is the spell's converted mana cost. And you can cycle it. When you cycle blue 1X, cycle it, you get a XX shark.
Now, what I like better than this, because this is kind of like a little baby version of our commander.
Yeah, this is the go tall version of our commander.
I would like to see like a shared animosity.
A shared animosity.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Because it costs half as much as far as the one. It's pretty close in price, as in money.
Yeah.
Costs half as many manas,
Yep.
and when you attack with your goblins, they all turn into little bitty baby goblin pile drivers.
That means they get +1/+0 for each other creature type that they share.
Yeah, like each other creature type, or each other creature that shares a type with them. So you attack with 6 goblins, they all get +5/+0, and kill somebody.
I've played that with Persistent Petitioners.
That's a good ass card.
That's a good card right
It
there.
feels good, and it's like you forget how good it is until you attack somebody with it.
Maybe
Oh,
the
boy.
anti-Brando didn't have a shared animosity, but he did have a Perforos and Impact Tremors.
Oh baby! So you make a goblin, and then you either 2 or 1 all of your opponents,
Or 3.
or 3 if you have both.
And if they have haste, because they do,
Yes.
you can fire breathe all of them with Perforos by playing red 2.
Yes.
Creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn.
Sick.
And Perforos and Impact Tremors, whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you deal damage.
Yeah.
That's what that does.
Yeah. So now let's talk about this card that I didn't realize existed, and that makes me sad.
DT, this is like a CEDH card, dude.
I didn't even know it existed.
Oh.
Didn't ever seen it before in my life, and that makes me sad because I love this picture so much. I love it so much.
It's a big old beast behind a bunch of sheep.
It looks just like that fish we were talking about earlier in the show and last week. It looks just that's what that fish that we're talking about looks like. Anyway, Divergent Transformations is an instant for red 6 that has Undaunted. Undaunted means it costs 1 less for each opponent you have. Exile 2 target creatures. For each of those creatures, its controller reveals cards from the top of his or her library until they reveal a creature card. Put that card into play, then shuffle your shit.
So this card costs 7. That's important.
Or 4.
Well,
But we pay
Just-
4, and then it gives us 7
now
guys.
you're thinking, yes, it gives us 7 goblins, and we paid 4 for it.
Yep.
And it gets 2 more guys.
Yep.
I wonder who those guys are going to be. Now, we've reached a point in the deck where we're not paying what we should be paying.
Right.
I think that we should look at that section.
We could just continue with that trend. Okay. We could start with Ass Drip, Asshole Archmage.
This is one of Editor Joe's favorite cards.
Oh, that's why I called him Ass Drip
Ew.
instead of his real name.
Yeah, it goes
Which is-
right along with Ether Snatch.
Vadric Asshole Archmage is a 1/2 for Izzet and 1. If it's neither day nor night, it becomes day when he comes into play.
Don't care.
Instants and sorcery spells cost X less to cast, where X is his power. And whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, you put a +1/+1 counter on him.
Also, don't care. Does it happen? I don't know.
I mean,
It makes our shit cost. It makes our shit cost 1 less. Unless we buff them, then it makes our shit cost way less.
yeah, you could cut like a let's just say for sake of argument, you could take Seething Song out and put the Celestivus in. It's a 3 mana rock that just makes it between night and day. Like you could do that if you wanted.
Could we just do like Screaming Fury? Target creature gets +5/+0 for 3 mana.
Yeah.
Could we not just put a pump spell in here?
You could. Or
Or neither, and just use this as a 3-cost mana reducer.
Yeah.
That's fine too.
That's also good.
Okay, Phyrexia the Sudden Storm, blue 3, flash, flying, elemental giant, 4/5, spells with converted mana cost 5 or greater, cost 1 less to cast.
And can't be countered.
Remember those two things,
Yes.
particularly the 1 less to cast. The Immortal Sun, 6-drop legendary artifact. Players can't activate Planeswalker loyalty abilities. That's pretty good.
That's a good thing, yeah.
At the beginning of your draw step, draw an additional card. Hey, that's pretty good.
Also good.
Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn.
No, that's good with our Vadric asshole Archmage.
And it doubles the power of our goblins.
Yes.
Who have haste, remember.
That's true.
Oh, baby. But also, because that's not enough.
It hasn't done enough things.
Spells you cast cost 1 less to cast.
Ooh.
So we've seen at least 3 things that are going to make all our 5 drops and up cost less.
We're not even done yet.
No.
Spectacle Mage.
Instants and sorceries with 5 mana or more cost 1 less, and it's a 2/2 for 3.
Primal Amulet.
Instants and sorcery spells cost us 1 less to cast, and then a bunch of other shit when it flips over, but we're never going to flip it.
You can flip it over and it copies the spells when you play them. We could probably flip this over and have it be pretty
Do we cast the copy, or is it just copy?
Copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy.
Well, that's still fine.
If you're going to pay 9 for something, it's going to do something good, and you might as well do it twice.
You're probably right.
Right? Mizzix of the Ismagus.
Oh,
Remember
baby.
this guy?
Remember this frickin' guy. Goblin Wizard. Hey, that's like... If
One
you're playing
thing that I like.
If you're playing Animosity, shared Animosity. There's 1 more +1 on your 81 goblins. You can deal 81 more damage. Okay, 2/2 Goblin Wizard for 4. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana value greater than the number of experience counters you have, you get an experience counter.
Neat.
So you cast a 1-drop, then a 2-drop, then a 3-drop, then a 4-drop, and you always get an experience counter for that. Instants and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each experience counter you have.
Sick.
Yeah, you don't even need to... You can just play Magic, and probably with Mizzix, you'll get 2, maybe 3, if you just sequence them like a Magic player that has a brain.
Yep.
And you'll get 2 or 3, so all your shit costs 3 less.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Sounds not too bad. Magnus the Red.
Instants and sorceries cost 1 less. Magnus the Red enters combat damage, 3/3 spawn something.
You know what I like kind of better than this guy? It doesn't do the same thing, but also goes really well in the deck is the Locust God.
Does that make stuff cost less?
Doesn't make things cost less, but every time you draw a card, you get a dude with haste. Flying dude with haste.
Okay.
I think it goes well in the deck. And this guy, I don't know, like he's fine, but
He's a cost reducer, so I can see why he's in here. But the cost reducers that cost 4 or 5, it's like, ooh, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. Why aren't we playing Helm of Awakening? How come we're not playing, what's the monuments? Oh, those only work for creatures.
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Jace's Sanctum.
I do like this one. Instant and sorceries cost 1 less. Instant and sorcery cast, scry 1.
Haughty Djinn.
Oh, yeah, he's a hottie, too. Equal power and toughness? No, just power equal to instants and sorcery cards in your graveyard.
Yep.
Sure. Instants and sorceries cost 1 less to cast.
Sick.
Sure.
Goblin Electromancer.
Hey, shared animosity starting to look even better.
Uh-huh.
Instants and sorceries cost 1 less.
Baral Chief of Compliance.
Instants and sorceries, 1 less. Whenever a spell or ability we control counters a spell, we may draw a card, then discard a card.
That's less important than instants and sorceries cost 1 less in this case.
And he only costs 2. So that's really good.
And Arcane Melee is the last one.
Instants and sorcery spells cost a whopping 2 less to cast.
Important to note, that one works for your opponents too.
Sure.
So I mean, we're probably going to get more benefit out of it, but it could turn sour for you if you're not paying attention.
I get the flavor of it now. It's Arcane Melee.
Yeah, because now we're slinging spells.
We're all slinging lip slappers.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick, I want to go through the suspend cards because you suspend them for their suspend cost.
Yep.
When you cast them, the Ovika looks at the cost printed in the top right corner of the card. So we've got a time crafter. Now I'm going to say, wow, what the hell? Oh, this removes time counters.
Or puts them on. You could
sure.
put time counters on if you want.
Well, you might want if you're going for like an Alpha Strike turn.
Yeah.
You might want that.
Yep.
Fine. It's an X spell.
Red X, add or remove time counters from a suspended card.
Okay, now I'm going to say Rousing Refrain. You suspend 3 it for 2. When you cast it, it's 5.
Right.
That's what I care about.
Yes.
Sure. Everything else is extraneous. I care about 5 goblins with haste.
And it gives you mana, and then it resuspends itself. That's important for this card and the next one.
Reality Strobe. Resuspends itself. Suspends for 3. Casts for 6. Good.
Bounces a permanent.
Joyra of the Gitu. Suspends something for 4 turns, but it's anything from your hand.
Yes.
So it could be your 9-drop.
Time stretch.
Ooh. Inspiring Refrain suspends for 3, casts for 6.
Mm-hmm.
Fury Charm. Hey, here's a +1 for Vadric.
Inspiring Refrain draws 2 cards. Important.
Oh, sure. Fury Charm. Destroy target artifact, put a +1 and gains trample until end of turn on a creature. Remove 2 time counters from a permanent or suspended card.
Yes.
And finally, Clock Spinning.
This is important.
Oh, this one isn't a suspend card. It's got buyback.
Mm-hmm.
It costs blue. You buy it back for 3, which means when you cast it, if you've paid the 3, instead of putting it into your graveyard when it resolves, it goes back into your hand.
That's right.
Now, what does it do? Choose a counter on target permanent or suspended card. Remove that counter from the permanent or suspended card, or add another of those counters onto it.
Now, this card is not suspiciously good. It is fucking good in this deck. Because let's say you have 3 cost reducers or a really lucky Magus of the Magus.
Or like Vadric is 3 power.
Yeah. So now you can take a time counter off of something for blue.
Yes.
So you could go blue, 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 make 6 goblins, draw 2 cards. Blue, 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 make 6 goblins, draw 2 cards. Blue, 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 make 6 goblins, draw 2 cards. Or blue, 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 bounce a thing. Make 6 goblins. Blue, blue, blue.
Oh, with Reality Strobe or Rousing Refrain.
That's right.
They resuspend themselves.
Yes.
And then you go blue, 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 and you buy it back each time.
Yep. Counter off, counter off, counter off. And so you're making goblin, 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 goblin.
You make goblin, 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 and then you make 6 goblins, resuspends,
right.
Goblin, goblin, goblin. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that's
you,
good.
and you can do that with drawing cards. You can do that with making red mana, or you can do that with what's the other thing it does? Bouncing permanents. There's also another red one called Arc Bolt something.
Sure.
That does 2 damage to something.
And then
as well.
resuspends itself?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good idea. We just need a way to make continuous blue mana, because Rousing Refrain will only make red mana equal to opponent's hand, like Jessica's will.
Correct.
So we would need to solve for blue. Sure. There are cards that let you pay 1 of any color to get a mana of a color.
Yes, there are.
If we wanted to do that, but
That's not what we're doing here, but that is something that should not be overlooked in a deck like this. Clock Spinning's a really good card.
Yeah, we're more interested in casting 8 and 10 drops.
Let me hit you with another thing, just real quick, that we could do with suspend cards.
Sure.
You ever heard of delay?
Yes.
So you play a time stretch for whatever, then you get your 10 goblins.
Yes.
Delay it, get 2 more goblins, clock spinning all the counters back off of it, and then time stretch again to make 10 more goblins. And then you have 2 turns and 40 goblins, baby. Yeah.
You mean you would have 4 turns?
No, just 2.
Oh, 2 turns because you countered the first time.
Because you countered the first time stretch. But that's all stuff that you can do with suspend. That's a mechanic I hope makes a comeback soon, because I really do enjoy it.
Yeah, suspend. Suspend was really, really strong in Modern Masters 1.
Yeah.
I just drafted all the suspend guys. And I'm like, hey, this is really freaking good.
It's real good.
I'll play my 4/4 on turn 1. Huh, idiot, I'll hit you for 2 on turn 2. Oh, just wait. Yeah. On turn 2, I'm going to play my 4/3. Then on turn 3, my 5/5. And then on turn 4, my 4/4 and a 5/5. Idiot.
Who's laughing now?
Oh, yeah.
So now we're going to talk about American spells. And I
didn't get it, yeah.
I don't get the reference, because there's no white in here. And there's no birds or guns. Well, I guess there's a bird on one of them. So I'm not really sure.
I didn't get it, and I was hoping that you would.
No, I didn't get the joke.
Is it because they're expensive, but they should be free? Is this supposed to invoke healthcare? Is that what this is? Is it like Is it because other countries are all socialists and in America we pay for things? Is it because we built this mana base on the backs of strong unionized workers and other countries are trying to take your jobs with their socialist whatever agenda?
Yes.
Is that what we're doing?
We're doing this. First card, Treasure Cruise.
Treasure Cruise. It's what the hospitals go on after you have surgery.
After you pay for surgery.
Draw 3 cards, but it costs 8 mana, but it costs blue because it costs Delve.
That's right.
You exile cards from your graveyard. But Ovika only cares about the number printed on the top right-hand corner of the card.
That is correct. Or if it's an X, it cares of what you pay into X.
Yes.
But that's a special case.
Ovika cares when you cast it, and X is equal to what you pay into it when it's on the stack, which is when Ovika checks it.
Correct.
Okay.
Sunbird's Invocation.
That kind of gives cards you cast, kind of gives them Cascade.
Me.
We're going to call it that. And it costs 6, and it's an enchantment. Sure.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I'm so excited.
This card is so good in this deck.
Possibility Storm.
Do you want me to read it?
Yes.
Okay, this is an enchantment for red 3. And we're going to get 5 off of this right off the bat.
Yes, we are.
So what it says is like this. Whenever a player, any player, the player who does not plan for this to happen because they didn't know that it's in our deck is going to get boned.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. It's a little bit chaosy, but we can harness that chaos in a very pointy fashion.
Yes.
Whenever a player casts a spell from their hand.
From their hand.
Okay. That player exiles it, then exiles cards from the top of their library until they hit a card that shares a card type with the card that they cast from their hand.
So sorcery to sorcery, creature to creature, etc., etc.
Yes. That player may cast that card and puts all cards exiled with Possibility Storm on the bottom of their library in a random order.
Yeah.
So we cast a dig through time for 8.
Right.
But really, we only played 2.
Right.
And we're going to go down until we hit Gush, because that's also an instant.
Yep.
And then instead of paying Gush's 5 mana cost, we're going to pay 0 and cast it for free.
That's right.
So we're going to get 8 goblins from Dig Through Time, even though we paid 2 mana.
That's right.
After we got 5 from Possibility Storm. And then we're going to also cast Gush and get 5 more.
That's right. And draw 2 cards.
And draw 2 cards.
That's right.
Those are just the examples that I used.
Or we're going to play Serum Visions and get a Time Stretch. I will not stop until Time Stretch is in this deck. It's the one and only deck, I will say, Time Stretch.
Yes.
Card of the week. Time Stretch.
Time
Blue 8.
Stretch.
Target player takes 2 extra turns.
A couple things of note. I know that you just opened Time Stretches and totally nonchalanted them on the first BBO of CCO. You're like, this card sucks. It's not even worth anything. And you opened up like a foil borderless alternate art one. And I'm like, Brando's a fucking idiot. Like, he doesn't know what anything's worth. And I was getting mad. I was like, you just opened up like a $500 booster box. And you're like, oh, whatever. And then at the end, you were like, I guess this box wasn't so bad. You're going to have to tune in and watch, everybody.
It's going to be good. Next card, Oracle's Vault.
Oracle's Vault. Exile the... Okay, pay 2. It's an artifact. Pay 2. Tap. Exile the top card of your library. Until end of turn, you may cast that card. Put a block counter on Oracle's Vault. Or a brick counter. Pay... No, tap. Exile the top card of your library, and until end of turn, you may play that card without paying its mana cost. Activate only if you got 3 or more brick counters.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I kind of like those build your own artifact things from Amonkhet. Hey, like you do a thing and then it gets a counter. Then when you have enough counters, it does a different thing.
Yeah.
I kind of like those. I like that design. That's a cool one.
Give me a real Old Testament vibe, building those pyramids.
Mizzix's Mastery.
Oh man, this is a 4-drop. It overloads for 8. When you cast it for overload, you still only get 4 goblins.
Correct.
Because that's an alternative casting cost.
Not on the top right-hand corner
Correct.
of the card.
Exile target card that's an instant or sorcery from your graveyard. For each card exiled this way, copy it, and you may cast. Oh, yeah, look at that. Cast the copy without paying its mana cost. If you overload it for 8, you replace target with each
That's right.
So you exile each instant or sorcery from your graveyard and you cast them all for free.
So you go Preordain, Mana Geyser, Treasure Cruise, Time Stretch, win.
Man, can you imagine? Okay, this is what you do. You do the preordains, the ops, and the considers, and blah blah blah, and you find like the mana echoes and the mana geysers and seething songs, and you do all that. You get up the mana to do your Mizzix's Mastery, and then you do all those rituals again, and then you cast all the ponders and the preordains again until you find your Baral's Expertise or whatever. You cast it. That bounces 3 things, by the way. And all the blockers are out of the way, and you've got like 65 1/1s that have haste. Remember? Okay.
I love this deck. Mind's Dilation.
I knew you'd like it.
I like this one.
I knew you'd like it. Mind's Dilation. I've lost to this frickin' card. Whenever an opponent casts their first spell each turn, that player exiles the top card of their library. If it's a non-land card, we can play it for free.
We play it. We play it for free.
Yes. And we would get goblins.
I love it. We have Gush. We already talked about Gush.
You can cast Gush for free by bouncing 2 islands to their owner's hand.
Correct.
Which is very excellent. You know what that means? It's like, ooh, it looks like I'm 5 mana or 5 creatures short for to kill you. Tee-hee. Bounce 2 islands, make 5 1/1s with haste, kill you. Die. Ooh.
Yeah.
What if we had shared animosity? Oh, make 5 1/1s with haste. They're all 6/1s.
Uh-oh. Flawless Forgery.
Flawless Forgery. This got Casualty 3? Cast this card. Pay 3 grade. I don't know what that does.
Casualty is like you sack a creature with power that or greater. In this case, 3. If you do, you copy the spell and you can choose new targets. Copy. Yeah, I think that's how that works. And then you exile target instant or sorcery from an opponent's graveyard, copy it, and cast it for free.
I'm okay with that.
It's pretty good.
I don't like stuff that cares about my opponent's stuff, like Flawless Forgery or Mind's Dilation. I would rather pave my own way, right? And as you say, Time Stretch.
Yeah, baby. I love Time Stretch. Speaking of time, we have a dig through time. We talked about that.
We can dig through it. Look at the top 7. Keep 2 of them. Instant, mind you, for 8, but you delve it down to blue.
That's right.
Blue, look at 7, draw 2. Woohoo, pretty good.
Next up, we have the theory behind CCO Podcast, Creative Technique.
Oh, this is what Brando is going to be exercising over the next month or so.
That's right.
This is a sorcery for red 4 got Demonstrate.
No.
Oh, okay. You may cast this spell. When you cast this spell, you may copy it. If you do, choose an opponent. They also copy it. Okay. Shuffle your library. Then, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-land card. Exile that card and put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost.
Yeah. So you can do that once, or you can do it twice, and an opponent gets to do it once.
I don't know, man. What if I hit something that is like a land? Oh, no, because I reveal till I hit something.
Yeah, you get something.
Okay, that's good.
You're guaranteed to get something. That's a good one.
Yep.
You know what else is good? Counter Lash.
Hey, how come this isn't the counter spell section?
Because it costs 6.
Oh.
Yeah.
Counter target spell. You may cast non-land card from your hand that shares a card type with it without paying its mana cost. Oh my god.
Nice rampant growth, bro. Time Stretch. Yeah. So good.
Oh man. I love me some Time Stretch.
Right? I do too.
Yeah.
Commandeer.
Oh, blue 5. Okay. You may remove... Oh, wait. I should have read that last.
Yeah.
Gain control of target non-creature spell. You may choose new targets for it.
Yep.
Sure, that's just I get your thing. I can remove 2 blue cards in my hand from the game and cast it for free.
Neat.
Cast it for free.
Hey, that actually is a really nice rampant growth there, bud. Thank you.
I'll exile my 2 cards. Yeah.
Cast through time.
Instant and sorcery spells you control have rebound, which means when you cast them, they go to exile, and you cast them again on your next upkeep.
Yeah.
You cast them again.
Yep.
Also, this costs 7.
Yeah.
which is I'm okay with.
It's
I'm okay with this costing 7.
We mentioned Baral's Expertise. What does that shit do?
5-drop sorcery bounces up to 3 creatures and or artifacts, and then we can cast a card with 4 CMC or less for free.
Yeah.
So we're tacking on 3 or 2 or 1 to our 5-drop.
Yes, and bouncing some stuff.
Yeah, so we can make like 8 guys and bounce 3 blockers.
And then swing with 8 guys.
Yeah, because they all have haste.
That's right.
Man, why do they have haste?
Why wouldn't they have haste?
Oh.
That's it. Why not haste? Arcane Endeavor.
Ooh. Oh, here we go. Blue 5 sorcery. Roll 2d8.
Yep.
Wow. And choose 1 result. Draw cards equal to that result. Then you may cast 1 instant or sorcery card with mana value less than or equal to the other result.
Ooh. Yeah, so you could like draw 2 cards and then play an 8-drop for free.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Unfortunately, on a D8, you cannot hit time stretch.
Time stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time stretch.
That's the opposite.
Yeah.
Time compression.
Yes.
That's what I frickin' feel.
And the very last card in the whole deck is Aminatu's Augury.
A whole 8 mana for this baby. Sorcery, exile the top 8 cards or library. You may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield. Ooh, good. Yeah. Until end of turn, for each non-land card type, you may cast a card of that type from among the exiled cards for free.
Sick.
So that's why I didn't care that cast through time is 7. Because we might hit it, and it's an enchantment. So we can cast like a Vadrik for free, and then we can cast an enchantment for free, then an instant for free, and then a sorcery for free, and then maybe a Joyra for free. No, we already cast a Vadrik. An Immortal Sun for free. All while making 1/1 goblins that also have haste.
That will beat wholesale ass because they're goblins, and that's what they're supposed to do.
What if that enchantment was a shared animosity? What if that artifact was a coat of arms, which actually costs 5?
What if the sorcery was a time stretch?
Yes, very good. Time stretch could potentially represent 30 damage in the deck. If somebody has no blockers, you make 10 and attack, and then take a turn.
Yep.
Make 10.
Attack.
Yep. Make 10.
Well, you still have the 10, and then you attack.
Yes. Yeah. You have the 10. Yeah.
So that's without doing anything else. That's assuming you go time stretch, and then you take 2 turns and don't do anything else.
Is this the only deck in the world where time stretch does not win you the game?
Yes.
And we've been hyping it this whole time?
Yes. And that's why we can do it, because it doesn't instantly win you the game, probably. It probably still does.
It probably still does.
It probably still does.
Yeah.
You know what else would be good in here I just thought of? What's it called? That card that lets you scroll rack.
Oh, yeah, Scroll Crack.
Scroll rack would be pretty good. Any deck that plays Possibility Storm, by the by, real good with scroll rack.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because you put your time stretch on top to find your opt or whatever, and then you...
Anything that cares about multiple instances of cast, good with Possibility Storm, like Zada.
Yeah.
Copies the thing that you cast, and then copies the thing that you cast again.
Yeah.
Ooh, very good.
Yeah, super good.
Strengths and weaknesses.
Strength. It's awesome.
I knew you'd like it.
Yeah.
And you know what? Strength, it's the new hotness. It's fun. I bet you there's multiple build paths. I bet you could pump this deck's nads up to 10 with extra turns.
Easy.
And you play all the extra turn spells that cost 5 and 6 and 10, right?
Yep.
And 7 with Elren's Epiphany. That gets you birds too on your extra turn. You can attack with those too.
Oh shit, yeah, get in there with birds.
Yep, yeah. Or you could dumb this right down with just pump spells and like cost reducers and make it into like just a go wide pump my guys. Put Zada in here so you get goblins, and you also target Zada with something that replicates to all the goblins that you just got with the cast trigger.
Yeah.
Oh man, can you imagine? You do like a pump spell or whatever with Zada, you target it, and you get the goblins before Zada's ability resolves.
Yep. Screaming Fury.
Screaming Fury,
Die.
baby.
Yeah.
And you'll be screaming, I should have played time stretch.
Like the whole time. So that's it does Is It Bullcrap, but it beats you with goblins. So it makes people forget that you're doing a bunch of Is It Bullcrap. And you get to play all that high mana cost stuff that normally doesn't make the cut in a deck like this. Which is actually really cool. You get to play lots of fun stuff like Cast Through Time and Aminatu's Augury and all these other things that a lot of them, they cost 8, so I can't play them in my deck because they're not efficient enough. Well, boy howdy, let me tell you about efficiency in this deck.
Dude, I'm telling you, I like this guy. Now, weaknesses. We got as a 7-drop commandy.
Which are always really good, and everybody knows that.
But here's the thing, though. I don't know how much of a weakness this is because of the huge ward cost that's attached to it.
That's true.
3 and pay 3 life. What's going to happen, though, is you're going to go nuts with goblins with haste and dink somebody, stomp somebody's dink.
Oh, yeah.
For 8 or 10 or 12 or whatever, they're going to go Wrath of God. And you're going to maybe, have that mana geyser in your hand still, and you're going to go mana geyser, play my commander again, use the leftover mana to, do something, get 4 or 5 guys. They're going to go Wrath of God. And now your commander costs 11.
Yeah, and you're not playing Omnath, so that doesn't mean you can play it and a 20-point Genesis Wave on your next turn.
Yeah.
Those are different decks.
This is still an Izzet deck. It does not have green in it.
Correct. Yet.
Yet.
Maybe you'll play a battle and it'll give you green somehow. That's what battles do. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
See, we hit on a pop culture topic.
Yeah.
Although I assume by the time people hear this, we're going to know what the new card type does, but
maybe. Hey, there's a new card type.
Yep.
Just in case you haven't figured it out yet.
Sport on new Atraxa.
Yeah, just like they did with Tarmogoyf of old. Remember Planeswalker?
Yep.
Yeah. And Tribal.
Yep.
I wonder how reliant on your commander is this deck. I think very.
All the way.
Do you put the extra turns and make air quotes that deck or be that guy as a means to protect yourself from the go wide nature of the deck? Do you do that?
I think there's I don't know if this is going to sound dumb, but when I was reading through this deck, this is the first thing I thought. It's like, man, you should play extra turns in here so that if they kill your commander, you can take an extra turn to have enough turns to play enough land that you can play him again.
Time stretch, draw a card, play a land. Ooh, that's a 10-drop frickin' rampant growth.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, that was my thought. I like what we have here better than that. I like the high risk, high reward. We love that on Commander Cookout Podcast. I love that it's a 7-drop commander that continues the trend of 7-drop commanders. They're just ridiculous.
Can I say that they gank people?
Yes, you can say that they do that.
That is a take a drink in CCO land. We have firmly established that on Sidewalk Slam 8, that if I say the word gank, somebody's drinking.
Yep.
Mostly me. But, okay, here we go.
And that's what I like about these 7-drop commanders, like Toxrill, like Omnath, like Xander, like this. I was even tempted to build this for like a microsecond.
They're game warpers, right? And they are must-answer game warpers. And if they do get answered, well, that's the game sometimes, right?
That's
and you have to be okay with that, because on the flip side of, that's the game is... hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, game's over now, suckers.
Yeah. I want to talk real quick here. We built this whole deck, no extra turnies, $285. I think that the new normal is $200 to $300.
Yeah.
Precons have done a really good job of making decks not cost that much. And generally, there's 4, 5, 6 cards that if you take out, your deck is going to be $100 less.
Yeah.
So if I were out there in CCO Nation, I would watch out for those 5 or 6 cards. And if you can make your deck work as per last week's bonus episode with a little bit of creativity, you can save a ton of money. But I think for the new hotness, this $285 no extra turns Izzet deck is pretty dang cool.
Or you could invest, like we said last week, some dollars and get a better land base to like stop yourself from brainstorm locking yourself. Get a top, get a brainstorm,
get a scroll crack, maybe cut a Perforos, because we haven't even talked about like Perforos triggers to win. We've just been talking about hitting with 1/1s.
That's right.
Right? So there's all kinds of ways to be creative and mix it up.
You could play a witty Roastmaster. You could play that bulldozer guy from Capenna that doubles his power every time a creature comes into play. Holy shit!
Yes. Devilish Valet.
That's the one.
Is that the one? Card of the week. Okay, real quick, because Editor Joe is gonna slap our lips off. If you want to pick up either card of the week, you head on over to FusionGamingOnline.com and use promo code CCOSLAM, save 5% off, and slam your opponents.
Yes. with the new hotness. And if you want to spend a couple extra dollars, every Thursday on our Facebook page, you can hit up Ryan, get an Orco painted on this thing.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. Final business tip touchers we forgot to mention at the top of the show, geekwood.ca, where you can use our affiliate link that you can find in the show notes anywhere you're listening or watching the show. And CCO Podcast promo code to save 10% off on your high-end gaming supplies. Like that D8 you're going to use to roll and do that one card.
Play shit for free, which might have a frog in it. I forgot them again.
Oh, yeah.
It'll happen. Don't even worry about it. It's gonna go down, partner.
I'm not worrying about anything because it's the last recording before I'm going on vacation.
And I think that's a happy thought to leave off on. So thank you so much, Auntie Brando, for sending in the deck. You know me so well. You might be real Brando from another dimension.
Whoa.
Have a great vacation, Ryan. And we are going to be back next week to start the arc of Brando's in Charge on Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our